Sri Lanka's most powerful news brand.
Issuing a release, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa states that the joint opposition will be contesting separately as an alliance for the upcoming local government election in order to provide an alternative for the people of the country who oppose the government.
The former president states that the upcoming local government election will be a precursor to the other elections which are slated to take place, including the next presidential election. Mahinda Rajapaksa calls on the general public to cast their vote at the upcoming election based on the fact whether they support or oppose the current government which the SLFP is a part of. He states the UNP secured victory of the 2015 parliamentary election because the president expressed statements detrimental to the alliance and because steps were taken to remove several secretaries of the UPFA. The release says although members of the SLFP within the government express statements against the UNP from time to time, they all sit together in one cabinet and support them at every important juncture. He cites the support extended to the UNP budget and the Hambantota port deal as examples of this support. Mahinda Rajapaksa also states that even though the JVP pretends to be part of the opposition, they also support the government's anti-democratic actions. Today they are asking for a mandate to strengthen a different party. What is going to happen? Won't this lead to a split in the SLFP? They were elected to parliament on the backs of the SLFP vote. But today, they are working to split the SLFP. In the past, there were rumors that the two groups will join forces. We were happy about it. Even today, we say that we need to join forces. We will say this in the future as well. The president made a last-ditch effort as well. None of the party officials objected to this. However, what was their reaction? Did they want to unite the party? Did they want to protect the party? They didn't want to do it. The SLFP has a constitution. As the chairman of the SLFP, even President Maithripala Sirisena is subject to it. We need to clearly state that if any member of the SLFP violates his constitution during the upcoming elections, we will take legal action against all of them. It was Mahinda Rajapaksa who paved the way for us to form a government with the UNP. We pleaded him to wait for a while. We pleaded with him to feel Chamal Rajapaksa, who has no allegations against him in the party, because the votes we lost for the sworn could be won back with the support of President Maithripala Sirisena. We told him we can form a government of our own, so let's make Chamal our prime ministerial candidate and allow Maithripala Sirisena to head the campaign. But he did not agree to that. The end result was that the votes dropped from 5.8 million to 4.8 million. Well, who else? President J.R. Jayawardena never helped Premadasa at the presidential election. He did not give the presidential candidacy voluntarily. But he did not pull Premadasa by the leg when he was elected president. Madam Chandrika did not field Mahinda Rajapaksa as a presidential candidate voluntarily. Neither did she help him. She also did not pull him down by the leg when he was elected. But what is he doing now? After President Maithripala Sirisena won the election, he has given the party to him and taken a few away from the party and are seated in the opposition. So if it wasn't him, who split the party? Who did?
Several politicians and civil society activists also weighed in on the release issued by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
The people will no longer vote for Mahinda's moustache, his sarong, or just because he beats his chest and proclaims this as his country. The ship is sinking. The people will move to somewhere they can win. People don't remain in sinking ships. There is a saying that the fleas on a dog leave the dog when it is dying. This is what is happening to Mahinda Rajapaksa as well. The people who carried Mahinda afloat, or his servants, or those who relied on the scraps from his table, will no longer stay with him. They say that bees are attracted to a fragrant flower. Therefore, the entire country has been enthralled by the fragrance of the flower bud. The struggle to gain nominations from this party was the first sign of this. We cannot forget the large-scale fraud, the undemocratic acts and the dictatorial acts committed by the previous administration. We cannot forget how they tried to change the constitution in order to stay in power. Looking back, the current administration is very civilized.